Hey everyone, this is Ferociousllama here with MagicGatheringStrat, and today I'm playing some Grixis Splinter Twin. Sorry about that, the lands are off the screen there. Looks like I got 61 cards in my deck right now, which I think is one too many. So let's see, what can we take out of here? I actually think a good pull would be, let's move a Spell Snare over to the sideboard, and that way if we're playing against a deck with a lot of 2-drops, we can go ahead and board in the Spell Snare. But anyway, just a quick deck tech. I'm not going to take a long time with this. It's red, blue, and black. So we have red, blue, black lands, and then we also have a Tectonic Edge for Tron, and for the mirror with other twin decks, that also have the next land, Desolate Lighthouse. Keeps them from looting through their deck and basically having excellent card selection over us. And it's not card advantage per se, but it is certainly card selection, and it really lets you like dig through your deck really well. Then we got a couple Silver Falls because we don't want to take damage off every single land. And then the rest standard. Two red blue. 2 blue-black dual lands, 1 red-black dual land because the core of the deck really is blue. We got 1 of each basic, except for island. We have 3 islands because islands are important because we do have cryptic commands in the deck. And Vendilion Click is the only other card that takes more than one blue mana. And if you look at all the other cards, Dismember can take up to 2 blue mana, or black mana rather, but it doesn't really matter. And Splinter Twin takes 2 red mana, and that's about it. So. Not huge on the colored mana requirements in this deck, except for blue, so we can always play that cryptic command because it's so good. We got 4 lightning bolts, we got Serum Visions to kind of set up our draws, negate and dispel, just basic disruption. Remand because it's great against cards out of like Tron, which Mana Leak just gets real bad against Tron relatively quickly, so Remand's a lot better option, and then hopefully we'll combo him out and kill him. Kolaghan's Command, now I found this to be probably one of the best cards for Modern in a really long time. Pick 2, and a lot of times we can make our opponent discard and kill an artifact, or kill a creature and make our opponent discard a card. Against Affinity, we can kill an artifact and a creature, and against like a mirror match, another control match, we can get back a Tasigur, or a Vendilion Click, or an Exarch if we need one. But the very best, I'll tell you, is getting back Snapcaster Mage. And then we have, this deck has the combo cut a little bit more than some of the other decks. It's only got 3 Deceiver Exarchs and 2 Pestrimites and 3 Splinter Twins. So it's trimmed back a little bit. And then our sideboard, we have 2 Engineered Explosives against, Pyromancer decks with a lot of tokens, or, Storm's not real popular right now, but, kills that kind of stuff. Kills, pesky artifacts. If you guys have seen the Lantern Control deck out, that has a bunch of 1-mana cast cost artifacts that really wreck your day. So if you can actually get this in play for 1, you can blow up all their stuff and not lose the game. Couple Spell Skites for the mirror and for, general removal. To retarget their removal. A couple more Dispels for the control game and Dispel Snare. Grim Lavamancer for the aggro matchup, especially like Delver decks, works really great against Delver because we can just, a lot of the time, just kill their stuff. 2 Rending Volleys against the other twin decks, and the other thing that I really like about Rending Volley is it's great against like Zoo decks. Because it doesn't kill green creatures, but it kills cards like Knight of the Reliquary. I've seen some Fleecemane Lions, cards like that. Those are probably all really bad examples, but basically good cards that are white or blue are easy to kill with a Rending Volley. It's even better than Combust, in my opinion. Of course, unless it has 5 toughness. But hey, it works really good against anything white or blue. And I've noticed, like, since Collected Company has come out, a lot of the real big creatures that are real low cost are white and white and green creatures. And so, with Collected Company, so they have, get 2 big giant creatures like Knight of the Reliquary, and Rending Volley will kill them, usually if it's early enough in the game. So anyway, this is the deck. Let's play some games and see how it goes. Alright, we won the die roll. So we will play first. And sorry if you guys heard that airplane outside my house. We're going to keep this, even though it's 5 land, which is a lot. We're going to keep it anyway because we have a Serum Visions, and we have a Terminate, which I like. I like the Terminate, especially. So what we're going to do is we're just going to get a basic island off of our fetch land here, because we have 2 Sulfur Falls, so we can get free red without having to pay life. And we don't know what we're playing against, so it could be burn, could be any number of things, but we're bottoming land. And we're going to top a Kolaghan's Command, because it's good against most everything. So what we're going to do is, next turn, we drew a Remand, which is awesome. What we're going to do is, next turn, probably play a Sulfur Falls, maybe a Desolate Lighthouse. And but either one of those will kind of give up what we're playing here. The only thing I don't want to play this turn is a Scalding Tarn, because yeah, we can always get a we're gonna get a Watery Grave, so we can play our Terminate after, in a couple of turns. But I don't like having to pay the life. So it looks like we're playing against a white-blue, probably control deck. But it's almost like obligatory that a white-blue decks have Celestial Colonnade. So we're just going to play a Sulfur Falls, and we're not going to let our opponent know that we have black, that we're running Grixis yet. We just want to think we're just typical red-blue, which is good with me. Alright, so our opponent is not doing anything either, because they are trying to wait for us to make a mistake, just like we're trying to wait for them to make a mistake. Now, this turn, I may have played it wrong. I maybe should have played my Scalding Tarn so that I can crack it and get a Kolaghan's Command. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of... Think Twice is fine. I'm not going to counter it, because then it'll just go back to Sandhills, play it again next turn, which is fine. What I would do is, if he goes to flash it back, I'll counter it then. Alright, a Lightning Bolt. Probably not going to be great in this matchup, but you never know. It helps to burn our opponent's face, which is always a good thing. So if our opponent does do the flashback on... Okay, they're not going to flashback their Think Twice. Sure. Another Think Twice is fine. Because really all it does is cycle for 2 mana, which isn't that good. It's when they draw the extra card that's when it gets good. So what we're doing is trying to prevent such things. Alright. So we're going to get our Watery Grave now. And our opponent's going to play a spell. Apparently. Maybe. Are we going to get Shadow of Doubted? Oh, we're getting Shadow of Doubted. Let's see. What can we do against a Shadow of Doubt? Wow, that's brutal. Well... Should we try and counter that? He's just going to play it again, though. So, okay. You got me. Good job. We got Shadow of Doubted. Makes me chuckle a little. It's not funny. It's really, really depressing, but very funny still. So our opponent probably knows we're playing Grixis, I guess. Otherwise, why would they have... been so adamant about that, or maybe they thought we were going to go Pestermite and kill them this turn. But hey, that wasn't a bad play, I guess. So let's see, what can we do? Let's go ahead and play a Pestermite, and we'll tap our opponent's source of white mana. If it resolves, we don't know if our opponent's going to counter it or not. Yeah, okay. Kind of figured. I think we're gonna get a swamp because we don't have any black mana, and we will not untap this, and we'll take our turn. All right. Well, that didn't go totally horribly, but I wouldn't say that went great by any stretch of the imagination. So let's see. I think we can play this, and we won't pay the life. And then we'll just sit back and probably Kolaghan's Command at the end of our opponent's turn. Actually, let's use our Deathlit Lighthouse. All right, cool. All right, Snapcaster Mage is great. I'm happy with that draw. So our opponent tries to flashback their other Think Twice. And we're going to remand it again because, hey, that's the best use of remand. And awesome. It resolves. So now we can still Snapcast Remand or Kolaghan's Command or, any number of things. Esper Charm to draw 2 cards. Let's see. Now, you know what? I think we're gonna Snapcaster Remand that too, because we don't want our opponent drawing cards, and it seems like they're kind of digging. So we will go ahead and prevent that card draws. And yeah, they can just do it now, I guess, but at the same time, I think it really makes it more difficult for our opponent. So hopefully what we'll do is we'll be able to get some beats in with our Snapcaster Mage, because he will find it unimportant. Find our Snapcaster Mage unimportant to Path to Exile. And it's kind of a big deal to lose a whole card over a little Snapcaster Mage. So let's play our Tectonic Edge, and then we'll attack. Unfortunately, we can't really sneak our Tectonic Edge up on our opponent, because I was kind of hoping he would activate his Colonnade, and then we would just Tech Edge it. But it doesn't always work so simple. All right, we hit our opponent for 2. Go us. I don't know if our opponent... That's the thing. I don't know if our opponent has any kind of counter spells. All right, let's go ahead and actually, you know what? We're not going to do anything right now, because I was thinking we could Kolaghan's Command and see if we can get him to discard and counter it in response. Then we can counter his Esper Charm. But what I'm thinking is if he kills our Snappy, we can Kolaghan's Command it back. So we're going to let our opponent draw his 2 cards. I know that's probably not the brightest idea, but we can always kill his Celestial Colonnade, and we have a threat on the table. I know it's not a lot of pressure, but it's more than he's got. All right. Too bad we don't have a Shadow of Doubt in this deck. Or we could Shadow of Doubt our opponent, which is kind of funny. I don't know. I guess it's just a 1-of for whatever reason. It's funny, though, because I remember when it first came out in the first Ravnica block, and everybody's like, why would you use that? Like, dude, That's to stop your opponent from using their fetch lands. And so we were all like, yeah, right, that'll never happen. But that was, of course, before they had Modern even. So, okay, so you killed my dude, my thing, my Desolate Lighthouse, which is fine. Maybe I should have used it there, but at the same time, I want to be able to counter any stuff. Because really, I'm the one with the pressure. So I kind of want to keep it that way. So, cause let's see, if we attack, our opponent will be at 13, then we could bolt for 6 more. So then they'd be at 7, then we could cryptic our Snappy, and then snap it back for 9. And then if he kills our guy, because he'd kind of have to at that point, we could Kolaghan's Command it back, and what is he going to play? Let's see. I guess we can Kolaghan's Command. Now, I'm trying to think, should we Kolaghan's Command or should we... well, let's see what he does. Let's see what he targets with this first. Esper Charm. Destroy enchantments, discard 2 cards, or draw 2 cards. Okay. Let's go ahead and Lightning Bolt his Snapcaster Mage. I know that's not optimal, but we're hoping we can get our Snapcaster Mage in, more than one hit here. And it looks like we're going to be able to, because our opponent just has, he was obviously going to, trade. Our opponent wants to draw 2 cards. I don't know how we feel about that. I certainly don't like it, that's for sure. Because now our opponent's got a whole mess of cards in hand. And I really don't like that. But we're the ones with the pressure. And we just got burn. We got burn and some pressure. Yeah, that's fine. So let's terminate one of those tokens, because that's hilarious. And then I think we'll go ahead and Kolaghan's Command. No, let's just bolt the other one. And if he wants to get in a fight with us, we'll fight him on with our Cryptic, I guess. Alright. Alright, Spell Snare. I like that. That seems like a perfectly reasonable draw for us. And our opponent does not have enough mana to activate Celestial Colonnade and block. So, then we're going to play our Steam Vents. We're going to play it tapped, just because we have a bunch of mana and we can play, I think, everything in our hand. I mean, literally everything in our hand, so. Opponent wants us to discard 2 cards. Well, I don't want to discard 2 cards. So, I will counter that spell and draw a card. And then you can negate, and I will Spell Snare your negate. And that's why that was a good draw. Cool. Well, yeah, this is certainly not bad. So let's see. Our opponent gets an island. They're going to play something big, apparently. Oof. guy. All right. Yeah, that's bad. Okay. Let's see. This doesn't do anything, huh? It's kind of a bummer. All right. Yeah, Elspeth's good. That's what I'm learning right here, folks. Elspeth, she's a good. All right, so let's see. Let's kill his Celestial Colonnade. And see what he does. Okay, makes a blue mana. I wonder if he's going to play anything with it. And it does not appear so. Alright, so let's see. Deceiver Exarchs. Huh. Yeah, I think, we will be attacking. That is okay. And then we will play a Kolaghan's Command and return a creature. So return a creature and do 2 damage to our opponent. A Logic Knot. Wow. Okay. Well, looks like we're gonna lose to that Elspeth. Yeah. Yeah, I think we're gonna lose to Elspeth now. Yeah, that's a major bummer there. The only way we're not going to lose to Elspeth is if we can somehow combo out. But we've drawn 0 Splinter Twins, and we've drawn, 26 cards of our deck. So we're going to lose. One of two things is going to happen. We're going to draw Elspeth, or we're going to draw our combo, or we're going to lose to Elspeth. And that's kind of the only options, realistically. Wow, yeah, Elspeth, good card. Then we'll untap a land. And then play our second Deceiver. And we'll just go ahead and tap our opponent's Watery Grave. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. The only thing that can save us is our combo. So, what is our opponent doing with 7-8 mana at the end of his turn? His or her turn. A Sphinx's Revelation for 5. Like I said, the only thing that could make us win is the combo, which we did not draw, so we can't win this game, so we're just going to give up. Because our opponent's just going to overwhelm us with soldier tokens. Because we didn't draw any, we drew 0 Taskers, 0 Splinter Twins, which is kind of lousy. So I think we're going to run, I like Spell Snare more than Negate. Actually, no, I like Negate. Come to think of it. Now Dispel. I'm not a huge fan of in this matchup. But I certainly think we need some... What did I put Bloodwoods in? Bloodwood would be nice, but I don't think we really need it. So I think Terminate's okay. I would actually rather have less Terminates. Let's see. I think we're going to cut a Serum Visions. Because we really didn't have any. We only have 2 Delve spells in the deck, so it's not like we really need to fill our graveyard. And yeah, Serum Visions does smooth out our graveyard, or our draws, but I really think that drawing what we need can be better than drawing something that smooths our draws. So, Engineer's Explosives is good for tokens, so... it didn't seem like Kolaghan's Command was really even that good. I think we should run a Spellskite instead. Just because that way, I don't like Dismember. I'd rather have a Terminate. So it looks like that's probably pretty good. He's going to have a lot of removal for our combo, so maybe we should run a second Spellskite. The only downside to that is we have to cut some creatures. Maybe we should cut a Deceiver Exarch. Because our opponent isn't running red, so they're not going to have Lightning Bolt, which is why the reason that Deceiver Exarch is significantly better than Pestermite. But Pestermite flies. See, that's what's so great about it, is we would have been okay if we had a 2-1 flyer in that last game. We could have, beaten our opponent down enough, and we could have burned him out that last little bit. Unfortunately, he had those 3 blockers every single turn. But had it been a Pestermite, it wouldn't have been a problem. So I think cutting a Deceiver Exarch might be an okay thing, because we really don't want to be... The Deceivers aren't good by themselves. They're okay, but it takes forever to kill an opponent, even with 2 of them. So we're going to run a couple Engineer Explosives. We're running 1 Terminate... no Dismember, and a couple of Spellskites. So, alright. Here we go. Do we want to play first? Yes, we do. This hand is fine with me, so we will keep it. And we'll just play our Scalding Tarn and pass the turn. And end step, we'll probably fetch a Steam Vents. Tapped, of course. Unless our opponent has one of those transformative sideboards and turns their deck into some kind of very aggressive deck, which I'm not a huge fan of, but sometimes people like that. So, alright, let's keep an eye out for Elspeth this time, because Elspeth, can just take over the game over time, especially when we don't have any way to really interact. So, alright, we're going to get another Steam Vents, and then we'll play our Splinter Twin, which is kind of what we're going for here. Alright. So let's play Desolate Lighthouse. And now, we probably should have fetched at the end of that turn there. That was a mistake on my part. But, let's see, hopefully our opponent will play something. Maybe not. Alright, I guess we'll just wait till we can, do our combo. Or at least protect it somehow with some kind of counter spell. Or... what we'll do is we'll play a Pestermite or a Deceiver Exarch rather, and we know our opponent has removal. So hopefully we can get them to use all their removal on it. So our opponent does have Cryptic Command mana now. So let's go Deceiver Exarch first, because I'd like to be able to beat down with the Pestermite, because he's probably going to kill the Deceiver. Or it may not even resolve. Alright. And we're going to tap a Celestial Colonnade. Maybe we should have cut him off black, but I don't think it matters. Because our opponent had a Path to Exile anyway, which was pretty much the expected play. So, I like Vendilion Click here, because we'll Vendilion Click during our opponent's draw step. Actually, you know what we'll do? We'll wait until the end of our opponent's turn. I think we'll wait till the end of our opponent's turn, then we'll play Pestermite and Vendilion Click. And then hopefully we'll have some way to attack and harm our opponent then. Sure, that's fine. We'll discard a Lightning Bolt and a Dismember, because those don't matter that much. Alright, so here we go with Pestermite. And does it resolve? Looks like it's gonna. Let's untap our land. Let's untap that, and then we'll go Vendilion Click. See what happens. Logic Knot for 1. Okay. Well, it's rough, but okay. So we'll just attack for 2. And then place Serum Visions. And a Kolaghan's Command and a Remand and a Tarn, huh? I like that, so we're going to put them both on top. And our opponent wants to kill our guy. Well, we put a land on top, and we put a Remand on top. You know what? I'm okay with that. Because one of the cards we put on top was a land anyway. So, whatever. That is fine with me. So, we are going to take advantage of our loot house, which we probably should have been doing early in the game. We should have done last game. But, you know, doesn't always work that way. Oh, alright. I like that. I like Cryptic Command. So let's go Tasigur. And we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's see. We have Lightning Bolt, Vendilion Click, and Kolaghan's Command are our remaining cards. And I think the weakest is because Vendilion Click can come back with another Kolaghan's Command, you know, from a Snapcaster Mage or something. And Kolaghan's Command can be Snapcasted back to get the Vendilion Click back. So I'm kind of liking that we exile the Lightning Bolt, just because there's really nothing to kill in this matchup. We maybe should have sided them out. Okay, cool. And so, unfortunately, we only have 5 mana. 5 mana untapped right now, which would be better if... Geez, triple path to exiling 16 cards. That's pretty lucky. That's okay. It's just interesting how, our opponent had. I mean, that's great. I'm glad that they're good for them, but it's not a lot of fun when they draw all their good cards and we don't draw what we need to win. So maybe I should have looted there, but I don't know what to discard. And I think Serum Vision is better than looting. Because if we don't like what we like what we drew though. We don't necessarily need the land, but we do want Snappy. So we'll put Snappy on top. All right, let's see. If we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we don't quite have enough to Kolaghan Command and remand whatever counterspell he plays. But let's just hold off. That might be the wrong play right there, but it's one of those things where our opponent's got to play something eventually. He's going to kill our loot house. Okay. That's fine. We'll take the mana. We'll remand that. Does it matter if we remand that? How about if we cryptic that? We'll cryptic that instead. And I don't know if he's got double counterspell in his hand, and he could, but I don't know. That's fine. We will remand our cryptic command. And if he's got another counter, we're kind of screwed. So. Yeah, that's cute. Shadow of Doubt. Very cute. Let's see. Let's go ahead and play Snapcaster Mage. And then we're going to Kolaghan's Command to get back, to make our opponent discard and get back Vendilion Click. This is a creature from our graveyard. That's the player. All right. So, our opponent discarded a land. So maybe they don't have a lot in hand, which I like to see. I like to see when they discard a planes out of a card of 3 cards in hand, because maybe they got good cards in hand, but maybe they don't. So. Sure, our hand is pretty resilient to Thoughtseize at this time. Well, we have double Splinter Twin, which is kind of and then we have Snapcaster Mage, which is kind of whatever. And then he took our Vendilion Click, which would probably let us see that he's got 2 more lands in hand or something. Sure. Alright, so our opponent had 1 card in hand and we don't know what it is. Now they've drew 2 new cards. So they have 3 cards in hand, of course, right? Obviously. It says so on the screen. But are those cards good? We don't know. Alright, we'll play our Tectonic Edge. And attack for 2. So it looks like playing the Kolaghan's Command was a good idea this game, because just the card advantage just beats our opponent down, especially in like a control matchup like this. So hopefully we're not going to get, Elspeth killed just like instant, because that's really not a lot of fun. All right. We'll attack for 2, and what's our opponent up to? Are you going to activate Celestial Colonnade? Sure. Then I'm going to kill your Celestial Colonnade. And then what's our opponent going to do? So he's got a floating blue mana. Let's see. Our opponent wants to draw a card. I think that's fine. Just because, yeah, they're desperately dinging for cards, but I don't want to counter that and then have them draw Elspeth and then just lose. That's what I'm trying to not do. We should have played our Blood Crypt though. But if he Esper Charms us, we can always discard it and a Splinter Twin, and then it's like it didn't happen. All right. Let's see. I wonder if, because our opponent could activate his Celestial Colonnade. Which is really kind of a bummer. And we're running really low on time, too. So let's play that tapped, and we'll just pass the turn back. And we'll just go ahead and play our Snapcaster Mage. Target our Remand in case he wants to path one. All right, another Cryptic. I like that because we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Cool, double Cryptic. So our opponent can block. Well, we're just going to tap the one that he... Oh. Let's see. Nah, I don't like that. Let's counterspell, draw a card. So he's going to Logic Knot us again. You know what? That's fine. We will be pathed. And our opponent's still taking 2, and he does not have enough mana to activate Celestial Colonnade, so that's fine with me. So our opponent's at 6. And hopefully we can draw something to... It would have been nice to be able to draw a card there, but we essentially got to draw a land. All right. Let's go ahead and attack. And let's lay down a Tasigur. So we need one more mana. Let's lay down the Remand. He's got a lot of... Our opponent has a lot of mana now, where Remands aren't that good in counter words. I mean, they're great for countering our own stuff and putting them back to our hand like we did with our Cryptic Command that one turn. But at the same time, I think they're not that good against his other counter spells, because the majority of his counter spells are very cheap, like Logic Knot, and it's got Delve and stuff. So, what's happening? Sphinx's Rev, not today. No. And cool, Snapcaster Mage. So we don't have any counter spells because we exiled our what do you call it? Our Remand. Yeah, let's go ahead and activate Tasker though. Might as well, right? Free card? We'll take free cards. We like free cards. Free cards, Price is Right. Okay, Remand, not bad. Unless he wants to give us a Cryptic, which I am good with. Okay. Alright, our opponent's at 4. I'm really liking that. Alright, Serum Vision's not a bad draw. And we drew another Serum Vision, which is We definitely don't want the Pluto Delta. And I'm trying to think, do we want him... he probably doesn't have any counter spells. But let's just put that on top, because at the end of his turn we're going to play our Snappy. Or if we have to counter like Elspeth or something that's going to win him the game. So here we go with Snappy. See, our opponent's going to Logic Knot him, but we're just going to remand our Snappy and replay him. Logic Knot for 7. Okay. Remand Snapcaster Mage. And our opponent may have like a Cryptic Command or something, because he's got, 4 blue mana, but all of his mana is blue. So, what you got? Your own Snappy. Okay. Alright. And you're going to negate my Remand, which will jack my crap all up. Okay. Well, I didn't think Esper Control was a thing, but I guess when you don't draw your combo pieces when you need combo pieces, it's just... I guess. Okay, well, it's our turn at least. Which is good. Would have been nice to have that Spell Snare last turn, huh? No, we don't want these. We want cards that do things. This is what we want. So our opponent's got 1 card in hand, 2 cards in hand now after their draw step. So hopefully it's not an Elspeth. Alright, yeah, that's fine. So we only got a couple draw steps of this before we need something. So we can stay alive. Okay, yep. Oh, brick. Well, So we've got this hit plus one more. Well, we have one more turn, and then we're gonna lose. And if we can draw something good, maybe we should have spell certain that. But I don't. I was clicking too quickly. That's why we didn't spell certain that. Oh, okay, cool. Only hit for 2. Nice. Oh my gosh, that's awful. So let's see, what do we hit? We hit 2, 3, like 2 lands in a row, which is like a big problem. Teferi? So we can't counter anything or play instants and sorceries. Nice. Okay. So there's a 0% chance we're going to win this game now. So I'm trying to think, what would be the only way we could win this game is if we drew like Tasigur and then flipped Lightning Bolt and then bolted our opponent like twice or something. I don't know. Yeah. Wow. Well, there's half. Unfortunately, he's going to kill us next turn. So I wonder... Yeah, we can't win unless... I'm trying to think, how could we win if our opponent plays a fetch land and fetches? But yeah, they're not going to do that. So anyway, we didn't win. Just because we didn't draw our combo, because that's one of the things about the Grixis Twin deck, is it does not have a lot of combo pieces, comparatively. It's only got 3 Splinter Twins. Of course, we had a couple of them in our hand, and then we've only got 5 of our combo creatures, which isn't a lot. I mean, it's really not, and I would venture to say maybe we should even take out like a Terminate or a Dismember or, you know, Serum Visions. I'm not a big fan of Serum Visions anyway. You know, take out something to put in more combo pieces, just because I think that we would have easily won that match if we had been able to combo. Unfortunately, we just couldn't. So, and then, you know, we couldn't get enough card advantage ahead. I think it might need more Kolaghan's Commands. Maybe, you know, like one less lose a Dismember or a Terminate and put in another Kolaghan's Command. I think that would be a good move. And maybe lose the main deck to spell from, you know, move it over to the sideboard for a, you know, some kind of removal, like a Terminate or a Kolaghan's Command. Because I think that in those kind of control matchups, is getting the Kolaghan's Command, it's always a 2-for-1. So anyway, we didn't win that match, and it was kind of bad luck. We bricked those last several draw steps, which and our opponent did not, because he had 1 card in hand at one point, and, you know, just happened to draw into those creatures. So lucky him. Good luck. I mean, good for him. We didn't win, but a little bit of a disappointment. But anyway, that's the deck, and it's probably better than Blue-Red Twin, in my opinion, because it does have Terminate, which is, you know, destroy any creature, and it can't be regenerated. And it's got the newest kind of all-star in Modern is Kolaghan's Command. It's such a good card. Works. It's always the 2-for-1 100% of the time. So, well, as long as you don't do it wrong. Like, don't do the 2 damage to a you know, to a Spellskite and then just nothing else, because that's not smart. But, you know, it's a great card. It's a 2-for-1 all the time. So, and it looks like our opponent in this match, I mean, he played well, and you know, we were kind of pulling ahead, I thought, but then I think that's kind of one of the weaknesses of this deck, is it doesn't have anything to really sustainably stay ahead. It's like a really bad that's what I've always said. I've actually always said this about Twin, is it's a really bad control deck with a combo kill, with a combo win. And I think that putting in the black makes it better for creature removal, like better for kind of staying alive, trading 1-for-1. But there's really no way, very few ways at least, to get ahead. Like, because Remand, that's really just a tempo play, Vendilion Click, same kind of thing. Terminate will kill stuff, but it doesn't get you ahead ever. And Tasker will get you ahead, but it doesn't get you ahead enough, I don't think. Because it always dies, like, immediately. Which is a little bit of a problem. So, anyway, that's it. And I hope you guys like the video. Thanks for watching.